All right, guys. Cameron Hims is my name. Welcome here to the auction room here at Blue Fern, Henderson. On behalf of Atif, who's done a fantastic job of marketing this property over the last 4 weeks, we welcome you all here today and wish you the best of luck in your endeavours to purchase this fantastic auction opportunity by auction terms unconditionally. Folks, what I'm going to do here for you today, I'm going to take you through the terms and conditions of our bidding. We're going to talk a little bit about this opportunity, and then, of course, we're going to put it in your hands for an opening bid or offer. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, over the last few weeks, we have seen things in our auction arena throughout Auckland pick up. And what's that saying is right now is the time for the smart buyers to be investing in good real estate. And good real estate sometimes isn't the finished item. Sometimes it's a property like this, which is going to require a little bit of tender love and care, maybe a little bit of elbow grease, and maybe a little bit of a different hammer to the one that I'm holding here today. Folks, today we sell to you today what is commonly known as 765 square metres of freehold land. Slot 34, deposited plan 74029, with the certificate of title number being 29D, folio 1051, in the North Auckland Land Registry. Now, the settlement date that we have in the contract for you here today is 20 working days from the date of the agreement or by mutual agreement. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you had an agreement or a variation of agreement approved prior to bidding here today with deposit or settlement date, that will of course stand with your bidding. Now, the conduct of auction clearly states that the property of course will be offered subject to a reserve price, and reserve price being met, of course the highest bidder will be our new purchaser. We may nominate the sum at which the bidding can be raised. We may also refuse a bid if we don't deem it in the best interests of our client. Important to note here today, folks, that we do have phone bidding taking place on both sides of the room. If it takes a little bit longer, of course, because we do need to require a little bit of patience when we're on the phone to people, we will offer everybody in this room the equal and opportunity to be able to make the important decision about buying this property here today. On the fall of my hammer, there we go, wake everybody up. You're going to do two things for me. You'll sign your name on the contract, failing which I will do so on your behalf, and of course, pay a 10% deposit of the ultimate purchase price. Today's auction is held in line with the REA, that's the Real Estate Agents Governing Body. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we start the auction here today, I'm just going to draw everybody's attention to clause 27.1 and 27.2. And of course, that's on the basis that this property is offered here as an as-is, whereas sale. Now, everybody who's viewed the property will totally understand why. The top half of the house is there, but the bottom half of the house, well, it has gone slightly walking over the years. But you know that. That's your opportunity here today, and that's where you're going to capitalise on this fantastic property. Atif, over the last 4 weeks, many groups through this property. We knew that we were going to be onto something special here when soon as we see that you could add value into it. Today's market, we are seeing those who are looking to really, really push and drive with their flipping, with doing houses up, with rental investments now coming very, very popular again in the 2025 market. We're starting to see homes that may have not sold last year certainly fly off the shelf this year, and that's signaling to us that things are starting to change and now is a good time to buy. But the property itself, ladies and gentlemen, 5 Gallony Avenue, of course, a fantastic home and a fantastic location. You've seen what's happening up there in Northwest, of course, with all the new amenities. You can't really go into Northwest these days because of Costco, but they are working on the roads out there. So what that tells us is if it's getting busy like that, it's a great place to be buying right now. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you have children or if you have people going into the high school, nice and handy right there across the road, nice transport opportunities there too, and a fantastic reserve with an awesome playground if you've got the young ones that are blossoming into their primary school years. Of course, Massey Primary School just around the corner too. But that's not what it all is about Massey. Massey is definitely a community. It's a yesteryear community of Auckland. And things there right now are starting to really, really pick up. We always talk about areas that are close to a motorway entrance or exit. And Massey is definitely one of those. We've seen what's happened in Point Chev, Waterview, Te Atatu Peninsula, even in some cases Henderson and Te Atatu South is now starting to drive up as well. We have Massey right next on the doorstep, which of course, ladies and gentlemen, we've definitely seen a price increase in those areas there lately. Folks, this opportunity definitely comes to you here today with many, many, many different things that you can do to it. And I guess, folks, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to put in your hands for an opening bid or offer. Who's going to get us underway? Hello, darkness, my friend. You're very quiet. I'll take the $500,000. Thank you, Darren. Welcome into the auction today. Good luck at $500,000, and we'll move it to $525,000 with a nod. Can't hear you, sorry, sir. I won't take $10,000 yet. That would be devaluing the home at $500,000. I'll take it to 25 if that helps you. At $500,000 down here to my right, move me along to $525,000, and I can welcome you into the auction and allow you to participate here today. At $500,000 and 25, can I have 20? I'll take the 20 at $520,000 and surely a 40 on the nod could I have. At $520,000, welcome in today. Good luck to you, bidder on there on the phone at $520,000, and we'll push it to 540, can I say? First call at $520,000. Second call at $520,000. I'll take the $540,000 and invite you back at 560. Can I say now, sir? But at $540,000 back against you now, I won't take the 50. I'll look for a 60 at this point in time. But at $540,000, I'll take a 60 if I could say. First call. Second call. Third. Final time. 60 it is at $560,000 and 80 to move us along there, Darren, at $560,000 down to my left. Very quiet down the back there today, Vic. I'm waiting for that hand to shoot up in the air, mate, at $560,000 now against you. At 560, I'll look for the 80 now, can I say? Sure. At 560,000, I'll look for an 80. First call. Second. Third. Final. Last opportunity, folks, at $560,000. I'll tell you what, if you promise me a few more of them, I'll take a 10 now. $570,000, and I can't say no to you. So if your buyer goes 10 at 580, I'll look for. At $570,000 and 10 now, 580. At $580,000, wouldn't always get there. It just matters how we do it, right? At $580,000 and 90, can I say? First call, 580. Second call at $580,000. Take the 90 at 590 and 6. Surely we'll get there at $590,000 down here to my right and 6 I have. Is that 6? 5 on top. I'll take 6. 595. We'll take the 595. At $595,000 and 600, can I have on the nod there, Darren, at $595,000 now? 605. I'll take the 605 power bidding here with intentions of owning it at 10 at 615. It is 610 or 615? 10. Okay, $610,000. We'll stay with the 5s. I suggest your bidder stays with the 10s. At 20 it is. At $620,000 now and another 5 do I say. At $620,000, ladies and gentlemen. First call. 5. 25. 625 here down to my left now, Darren, and 30. I'll look for a $625,000 now. At $625,000, I'll take the $635,000, and Vic's on the phone. He's looking interested down there in the back, folks. At $635,000, ladies and gentlemen. First call. Second. Further 5. Move it to 640. At $635,000 down here to my right, folks. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if I have to pause the auction, we will be talking with the highest bidder. You all know what that means. The vendor has the right to withdraw the property before we announce it on the market. And of course, that goes towards the sale too. At $635,000, ladies and gentlemen. Don't leave it up to chance. 635 with you? 40 it is. At $640,000. Welcome in today's auction, Vic, and good luck to your buyer there on the phone. At $650 it is. At $650,000 now. I'll move it along, Vic. Now the bid is against you at $650 here with Darren to my right. Look further 5 and move us along. Are you sure? 655. At $655,000 now back against you there, Darren. 655. We'll look for 660. Now the 10665 at $665,000. Atif, I might get you to extract some instructions at $665,000 from our vendors if you have a chance. At $665,000, we go looking for the opportunity, and 70 it is. At $670,000 now against you, Darren, at $670,000. Surely there's another 5 there on the phone. At $670. Keep doing the hard yards in there, mate. I'm sure we can crack another 5 out of those buys, but at $670,000 now against you there, Darren. But down the back, just to be clear. Serious. Well, folks, Our instructions are plain and clear. Atif, thank you very much. We're on the market at $670,000. We're selling away. I look for a further five to move us along, or I call it three times and we knock the hammer down. At $670,000, 680 it is now against you there, Vic, at $680,000, and I see a further five to move us along. But at $680,000, make no mistakes, you're playing for keeps. I don't mind knocking the hammer down if I call it three times. First call at $680,000. Second call at $680,000. Hello? Third, final, last opportunity at $680,000. I offer it one last time. 5 Gallony, right in the heart of Massey. It's going. It's going. We're out. You sure? I'll wait for the nod. At $680,000, ladies and gentlemen, it is. Is that one more? Auction language. It's the hardest sign language to do. At $680,000, ladies and gentlemen, I get finally the nod that we needed. It is sold. Congratulations to our new purchaser. Thank you very much to everybody to attending today's auction, and of course our underbidders. Hopefully we can find you something else very, very soon. Fantastic work, Atif. Very well done. Thank you.